Bio-individuality. Dr. Robert Cassar, earthreacademy.com. Rethinking reality. Biological individualism, or it could be called biological individuality. And what does that mean? Okay, let's dig in this a little deeper. Biological, individualism is that each biological creature is individually different. Not so much in its biology, but in so much its frequency, so much its vibration, so much its, as they say, their illumination, their light, their programs, their beliefs. So the biological individuality is true, is because everybody's poisoned a different way. Everybody's got a different array of plastics inside their bodies, clogging their kidneys with oxalates, causing all different types of distress, possibly not getting nutrition because you're in maybe the wireless technologies all the time. So there's such a biodiversity because also in humans, or earth humans as I call them, are really individual to their own toxicity, again, to their own beliefs. Now you can have a biological collective, as you could say, collective physiology. And that means that maybe the collective is biologically sick. The collective is biologically, well, now they're getting diabetes. 100 million people in the United States. They're getting obese. 100 million people in the United States. And obese means you're 30 pounds plus, toxic, full of creatures, things that need to eat food. Watch our videos on parasites. That's a category 2 parasite or creature, you can call it. If you don't like the word parasite, just see it as a creature. And all creatures do poop, and all creatures, well, they do feed. And most of these creatures, these parasites, these biological individuals, only have one directive. Well, two. One is to survive, and the other is to replicate, well, and of course, feed. And they are mind controlling. So biologically, individuals are hijacked. Individualism, you're not alone, guys. Remember, you're full of different types of categories of parasites. Skin parasites, category 1, category 2, body fat, you can call it yeast, mold, fungus, candida, whatever eats sugar. And there are protocols, practices, and principles that you can do to be able to calm this beast down from feeding. You're hungry all the time is because they're very powerful. They're very powerful, and they do mind control. Category 3, those are the people with the big bellies. And they look like they're pregnant, guys and girls. Those are all the worms. Those are all the processed food eaters. And they're all biologically individual, the people that have them, depending on, again, remember, your heavy metal concentration that's in your body, the amount of oxalates and or oxalic acid in free form or crystalline form, then when you eat your vegetables, how many of these crystals have accumulated in your kidneys, in your heart, in your muscles. That's why your tissues are sore when you squeeze them. A lot of people came up to the 21, we had 9 people at the 21-day last detoxification extension workshop at Earth Academy in Hawaii. And there were many people that were so sore, really sore, in their tissues. Is because, well, their tissues are full of crystals. And crystals, we'll get into these in different videos, but they're called oxalate crystals, and they can form in all different forms. And they look like needles, very sharp, and they cause a lot of inflammation and a lot of damage. Again, like I said, I've changed my diet here, and I'll go into that on other videos. But I'm taking a break from oxalic acids and lectins right now because of all of the inflammation that I was getting, and of course, the under-nutrients that I was absorbing. I wasn't absorbing nutrients, so I was under-nutrient. And you do hit the wall, nutritionally. You do hit the wall, you can say biologically. Remember, you don't live forever. You do hit the wall with your beauty. You do hit the wall, sometimes even financially, just because you're worn out. You're tired of playing the game of numbers. Because you're not making money, remember, you're making numbers. Paper, plastic, or numbers, please. So, anyways, biological individualism doesn't even exist, okay, because of the parasites. Each of us are biologically individual. If we were completely clean within ourselves, we're still separate. We still have different species genetics. We still have different influences, different blood types. And of course, the experiences and what we become change our DNA and change our biological profile. So if you exercise, you change your biological profile. If you eat standard American foods and poison yourself every day, commonly like the average people do, and of course forgive them for they do not know what they're doing. But then again, if you do that, that means that your biological self has been assaulted. And now you get the I call them the pirates of the Caribbean, of your body, your Caribbean, your water. Remember, your body's 18 gallons of salt water. It's a water bottle. And these pirates of the Caribbean, who do you think they are? Who do you think? Come on. Okay, you've watched enough of the movies. They're the pirates that steal things and don't really give anything back, as so they say. Remember, rebels of the system. And so these parasites that live inside our body are nothing more than pirates of the Caribbean, of your water body. And they do poop inside, and they cause us to become biologically toxic instead of actually individual. Remember, you're an individual. Okay, so let's add a couple words to it because it's got depth to this idea. You're biological, you're a bio-individual, right? You're individual to your biology, but you are now carrying beyond your biology, because all these parasites don't have human biology, they have alien biology, or you can call it other than maybe than what we know. It's not inside us. That DNA is not inside us, so you can tell that the rope parasite has non-human DNA, which means it's not human, which means it may be a demon. Remember, it goes into the body, and of course these things are doing what they do. Remember, they feed, they replicate, and they poop. Those three things. But the prime directive, okay, is to survive. And they will mind control you to feed them. They will mind control you to sit on the couch. Okay, and then you will become a biological, toxic individual. Okay, a parasitic individual. Remember, once you get your biology taken over, assaulted with different various forms of, could be chemicals, could be different types of antibiotics, okay, in your food, could be just, like I said, the large amounts of lectins in your vegetables, the large amount of oxalates which are in your produce, your vegetables. Okay, and what are those? Like I said, we'll go over those on different videos on how to reduce not only your oxalate layer, but how about take a vacation from oxalates? You never have. First, you have to find out what they are. Okay, oxalic acid plus calcium makes different types of oxalates. Calcium oxalate, you can make a lot of different types. No one really knows how a lot of things work, but we know that they do accumulate in the body, in your kidney, in your liver, in your heart, in your brain, in your muscle, and in your so-called body fat. That's why when you squeeze it, it bloody hurts. So, anyways, to become more of your own individual, a biological individual, means you have to kick the demons out of your house, the parasites, the heavy metals, start upgrading, enhancing, and optimize everything that you can. Okay? Earther Academy, terrain modification. Guys, there's lots to learn just going out in the sun. I got my sun this morning. Got my boys in the sun. Got my testosterone, okay? Stimulated this morning by just laying in the sun, nude. Okay? On my gonads. And yes, it does stimulate. Guys, give it a try. You find out that your small testes living in the dark maybe might swell up twice the size just by 40 minutes of putting some sunlight on things that don't get any sunlight. Your private parts, right? Yeah, so do it privately because it's your private parts. And of course, make sure you clean your skin with the protocols and relubricate yourself and put on cacao butter. Why? Because it's an SPF 30, and the last thing you want to do is get your little skin that you got hanging there, okay? Get it sunburned. And of course you want to do a variety of the different protocols that will make sense to you. Remember, we have many protocols, practices, and principles we call terrain modification. And if you want to be more of a healthy biological individual, is because a biological individualism is nothing more than what I see as everybody's bloody sick, tired of being sick and tired, and going to the doctor to go ahead and get some type of, I don't know, magic substance, okay, synthetic chemical, magic substance, that no one really knows what it does, but it sure has a lot of side effects. I was listening to watching TV, watching the commercials, not even watching a program. I'm just watching the commercials just to see what kind of crap everybody's pushing on everybody. Try that next time. Don't watch TV. I just want you to watch the commercials and take notes. How many doctors' commercials are there for peddling synthetic chemicals? That means there's a lot of sick people. Okay, they wouldn't advertise if there wasn't patrons, right? And look at all the different types of poisonous processed garbage foods that they're throwing at you to try to get your parasites to say, do it, of course. So you got to really think, guys. Again, the commercials socially engineer us. They tell not only us what we're missing, but our children what we're missing, and or maybe the perversion that we should maybe look into. That's right. So anyways, bio-individuality is the best thing when you hook healthy bio-individuality. And your bio-individuality, if it's healthy, is a beautiful thing. And if you have any, of course, sickness, you're taking pharmaceuticals, you have a sickness. If you're not getting out in the sun, you have a sickness or will get a sickness in the future. If you're not nutritionally giving yourself what this primal body needs, then in time you will also suffer from this dilemma, as I did. Okay? The big experiment of my life is to go 15 years without any blood. That's pretty good. 15 years. Remember, I own my own superfood company. Okay? Family has put a lot of time and energy into pushing some of my ideas around. Okay? Clean, organic food, minerals, different types of things to help you with your sojourn. Remember, healthy, wealthy, happy, and wise, and don't forget evolutionary. So, anyways, guys, it's real simple. You know, once you find out that your body's got a lot of different passengers inside it, you can call them undesirables. I call them parasites, and of course you really get down to it, they're just called demons, because they make you do things that you don't want to do, don't they? Yes, they do. I don't care if it's having another sugar frosted donut. Why is the question? Are you doing that? Why are you watching pornographic? Why, when you know that shame and guilt, if someone is seeing you, would say, why in their mind are you doing that? So you have to do it in private. Masturbation, guys, why do you do it so much? Why? What kind of thing is bothering you to get fed this energy, this ecstasy energy, and maybe get your brain programmed with some really weird perversion? Is because that's what pornographic is. It's a perversion of love. It's opposite of love, and as you can see, everybody's just having a good old time. Totally run Satan sex, SS. Okay? Yeah, there's a lot of SS's, as we've talked about before. Remember, SS, Social Security, Supreme Supremacy, Secret Society, the SS Police. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of SS. But anyways, symbology sort of lets you see the spell. And you can see sinning, sorrow, sadness, sacrifice, a lot of things that are stupid, a lot of S's that actually sort of make up this reality that we call, well, real. And of course, you can look at it as a simulation, or you can look at it as everybody's under the spell, as you can see, dreaming their avatars to walk, and they don't even question how they do it. They don't question their eyes that are focusing on their own. They do not question, okay, anything, because their consciousness, AM 640 KFI, the news, weather, and sports, will not let them ask these questions. As a cow or a chicken doesn't know about death. No, it doesn't. It doesn't understand death. Doesn't fear death. Even if it gets sick, it just knows something's wrong, and it suffers. Okay, so people put animals out of their misery. Well, do it quick, guys. Okay, do it quick. Why? It doesn't know about death. It doesn't worry about religion. It doesn't worry about money. It doesn't worry about all the things that we are told to worry about. So, anyways, the big picture is, guys, there's all different types of individual organisms here, including a bee, a whale, a snail, including that bird just flying by. Doesn't even know it's flying. Just dreams itself to go forward, and so shall it be dreamed. Okay? So the body avatar, of course, is a pretty cool thing. And let me unhook this thing. Hold on. There we go. So, you know, the body avatar, remember, only is run by the mind avatar. That's it. Without the mind, remember, the body cannot function, just like in the Matrix. Without the mind, the body cannot live. So, the dreamer is formless. And of course, that's another completely called ethereal individuality. You can call it spiritual individuality, spirit, formless. No one knows what anything is here, as you know. The birds don't know they're flying. They don't even know they're singing. They're programmed. No, you really don't know anything when you really think about the mystery here. We're told a lot of things, guys, again, to make us so we're biologically confused. We are fed a lot of foods to make us, well, biologically inept, malnourished. We're fed a lot of things under the marketing schemes that it's good for us. And then again, some of us are going through different layers that, well, doesn't make sense to them right now, just like your layer doesn't make sense either. Well, guess what? The higher you go up, the more the system makes sense. No, it's the more it doesn't make sense. Remember, the more you know, the less you know, and that's part of waking up, because this place is a mystery. Everything is. Remember, what breathes you? You don't breathe. Remember, a lot of videos we've done on that. Watch our videos. I just mention it a little bit here and there just to sort of spark your mind, just a tad, okay? To be able to think beyond the veil, to think within, or to think outside the box, okay? Sort of think of your mind as a individual mind prison. It is. It's not biologically, it's a mental mind prison, and everybody's got a different belief system, religious, political, you can call it, the politricks, games. You can believe in science, or you can call it scientism, another religion. You can believe in all the things that we see on television, or we see it as the greatest show on earth, the theater. It's the theater, okay? Always fighting, okay? And of course, there's no reason for any of us to fight. Over what? Space? Well, the United States is 95% empty, so what are you fighting over? What are you fighting over? What? Water? Primary water is underground, isn't it so? The surface water is the surface water, and it can be manipulated. As, of course, there's hundreds of patents on how to do that. How to manipulate, not the weather, but how to manipulate anything in the sky. So, anyways, guys, the only thing you can really do is really become the individual that your hormones tell you to be. Because remember, if you're castrated from testosterone, that means that you can never be a true male. And if you are a female and you are castrated from testosterone, you could never be a true female either. No, you can't. You can't be a true male or female unless you have a balance of what a male is, higher testosterone, very low estrogen. Estrogen makes you feel. Testosterone makes you do things. And if you have high estrogen, it makes you feel a lot of things. And that's why you see a lot of people really not feeling good, taking antidepressants, going to the doctor instead of really changing your diet, okay, and really researching what you should do. You go to the witch doctor. And of course, it's not even a natural witch doctor. It's going to give you a plethora of very, well, inorganic, you can call them, synthetic chemicals. And maybe a lot of other things that are put together to make a recipe that, of course, is patentable. And no one says anything about you changing your diet, maybe. How about you're chronically dehydrated? How about your body, when you look in the mirror, you can see very simply that you've got a problem. And if you keep letting it go, that means that this problem has taken advantage of you and controls you invisibly and seamlessly. Remember, if you're overweight, then change it up. Change it up. Lots of simple protocols for you to do to be able to, again, upgrade, enhance, and optimize by dissolving, washing, and then, of course, refeeding, renurtrifying correctly. And I see a lot of people in this, you can call health business. Well, most of the people are actually trying to help. They are trying to do the best they can because this system, remember, is obtuse and backwards. So, got to be careful what you hear. And especially look at the people that are touting health and make sure they don't just show you their degree. Make sure you can see their pedigree. Their pedigree. People say, why do you keep your shirt off all the time? I'm just showing you my changes. Okay? And you can watch my videos and you can see how I degenerated a lot over the last 3 years. Why? Because of my diet. And it was the end of that experiment. And it was a good experiment. And now, of course, well, I'm on another level or layer of the experiment. Okay? I was in the spiritual mind before. Now I've graduated into the mystic mind. And the mystic mind, of course, is a different type of mind than the spiritual mind. And the spiritual mind is different than the materialistic mind and the mental mind. They're all different. The survival mind. They're each different layers that are connected to your collective mind. But most people never can leave the materialistic mind, the survival mind, or even the spiritual mind, because they're all mind control for that layer of experience. And no one's saying that it's not true, but we're saying that what it is at that level is true. And once you get into another layer of the onion skin and you look into yourself and then you say, whoa, what a maroon I was. I know, well, that's called evolution. And you can see a lot of devolution, as I'm seeing right now, watching the people walk around here. Devolution is in full swing. I don't see epigenetics here, okay? I don't even see eugenics here. That means good eugenics. Epi, above good genetics. I see dysgenics everywhere here. I see it everywhere. And dysfunction is because people just are ignorant and they just don't know. Their body is asking to be relieved from many different assaults, but the body and the mind are not connected. It's because the parasites have taken over this sort of control board. And once you reduce your parasites, you'll find out that they don't poop inside you as much, and of course you get clarity back to making decisions based on logic and reason instead of just all emotions. Because remember, if you're making decisions based on your emotions, then you're basing that decision, okay, to fail. This is the way I feel. This is the reason why I said that. Yeah, I know, and tomorrow you're going to go ahead and change your mind. Why? Because you're not feeling like that anymore, so watch it. High estrogen people, remember, they can't keep their mouth closed. They say things, remember, words are sacred, so watch it. And a lot of men, remember, have high estrogen because you got male boobies, okay? How'd you get them? That's another story. And girls, I see that you've been stripped from testosterone, most of you, and I see that, well, your biology has changed too, and the way you think. It's not that it's good or bad. Just saying it's changed. That's all. Okay, guys, that's it. We'll see you. I'm going to go work out. And it's April 27th, Saturday right now, 2019. And let's see. I got the van today, the retreat van, because my car needs a battery, so I got to go buy one. There we go. Yeah. Pretty ugly sky today. A lot of well, things that are being manipulated in the sky, as you can see. Yep. Anyways, all right, guys, we'll see you. Aloha. And remember, be the individual that you were born to be. The individual. That means you have to clean up your biology. It means you have to kick out all the undesirables. This means you really have to rise to the occasion, rise above the mental prison. Okay? The spiritual prison is a good prison to stay into for a while. Then, of course, the mystic mind is another layer. And how do you get there is the question at hand. That's just what it is. How do I even get to the spiritual layer, let's say? People are going to ask. How do I get to the materialistic layer? You buy a bunch of stuff. How do you get to the survival layer? Well, you lose everything, and now it's survival layer. That's all you can think about is food, shelter, water, and being able to poop or pee. You don't get in trouble. So, anyways, guys, waking up is not hard to do. It's really hard to do is because once you see the truth at the level that you're at, you find out that maybe your beliefs don't really meet your new layer of consciousness. So again, become the individual and not the collective individual. Collective, that means everybody's sick. Because all collective individuals can be. You can only be sick because collectively you can't be an individual unless you talk about collective sickness in individuals. Individual means you're yourself. So your biological individuality, of course, means you're on your own. And that means, well, it's time to step up again to the plate and volunteer to learn how to love yourself. That's it. That's it. Rethinking reality, guys. Become the person that you didn't even know not you could be, which you are not. Remember, you will never find yourself. That's a lie. You will never find yourself, so quit looking. But you will find out what you are not. Yes, you will. And of course, that's enough for you right now, is to just find out what you're not. That's all. Remember, the dream machine is run by the mind avatar, and it controls, one last time, controls the body avatar. The body avatar. Look at those ugly things. Again, my diet got way more lean, and all my muscles are bigger too. They're fuller, they're stronger. Anyways, like I said, I'll go into that oxalation reduction and understanding. Okay, guys. Aloha. 28:35. That's it. Whew. And I feel like working out right now. Why? Because I got lots of energy inside me, lots of creatine. I don't have coffee inside me. I got lots of things inside me, mitochondria that want to run. It's because why? Because they've got full nutrition right now, and they like it. Before I exercised, my body was lacking mitochondrial activity, even though I took ubiquinol, took creatine, took all that stuff. Okay, but it was still lacking. So anyways, going back to from which we came, but doing it smarter this time. Like I said, we'll get into that. Okay, aloha. We'll see you.